So I appreciate everybody was looking at the huge pumpkin last time. Look at this little cutie. Isn't he gorgeous? Well, the reason I had the pumpkins today, I know some people think I'm going pumpkin picking, etc., carving pumpkins with children. I was using the pumpkin in a very, very different way. I was using it in conjunction with this book, The Ugly Pumpkin, and it's absolutely fantastic for helping children explore their feelings, and particularly aimed at this time of year. Okay, as the title says, he's an ugly pumpkin, but it turns out he's not a pumpkin, he's a squash, a butternut squash. So I took in pumpkins to pass around and a butternut squash right at the end. And we were using this book because at times, you know, he says, I am an ugly pumpkin, and he shouts it to the sky, and nobody picks him and nobody wants him because he's not a pumpkin. You know, and we were talking to the group of children and saying, you know, how do you think that pumpkin felt just being left there? How do you think he felt when the trees just threw their apples at him and nobody wanted him? How do you think he felt when he came across all the other butternut squashes in the field? And it was just amazing. The children, I always must have felt sad. Oh, he must have felt really happy. I feel happy when I do such and such. Or I feel sad. And it was just really, really lovely. And the children were so articulate, just 3 years old, but you know, able to say, I don't like it when somebody pushes me. Yeah, that makes me feel sad. And we were able to talk about our feelings quite openly, honestly, and say, you know what, those are our feelings and they are important. We shouldn't just brush them off. You know, if we feel cross, if we feel upset, then we can talk about them. Yeah, and this is what this book does beautifully. You can stop it at any point. It's a board book, very short, very to the point, and you can pause it at any point, you know, and the skeleton leaves him all alone, and that's him in the rear view mirror just fading into the distance. And honestly, the little one's faces were like, oh, that's awful. And I'm like, yeah, it is, isn't it? And he must have felt really sad. They're saying, really sad, I would feel really sad. So if you have children that maybe struggle to articulate feelings, because it's hard sometimes to put a name to a feeling. Sometimes kids have, oh, my tummy feels funny, or my head hurts, yeah? And sometimes those are feelings that children cannot label yet. Okay, so books like this are absolutely fantastic and perfect for this time of year. And of course, you can carve it out afterwards. You can have your pumpkin pie, you can have your pumpkin soup, which is where this little fella's going eventually. So yeah, about valuing our little ones' feelings and not negating them. And it's amazing the easy ways you can do that so that they feel comfortable. Okay, so top tip, go out and buy the ugly pumpkin. It's